Shalom and welcome to part 2 of a brief two-part lesson on Psalm 121. So today we'll look at verses 5, 6, 7 and 8 to conclude. Verse 5, Yahweh Shomerecha, Yahweh Tzilcha, Al Yad Yaminecha, Yomem Hashemesh Lo Yekeka, V'yariach Balayla. Okay, the Lord will keep you. Shomerecha will keep you. The Lord shade your. So again, as typical in Hebrew, there is no word is, which we have to supply in English. The Lord is shade your shade, upon, or on, and here we'd probably say at, yad, hand, right, your. This word yamin by itself can mean right hand, but here we have the word hand adding to it. But yamin, from that we get the name Benjamin, for various historical reasons. It was written as a J. This Y letter was written as a J, which later on in English took the pronunciation J. So that's why we say Benjamin, well, even though that sound is nothing like the original sound of the Hebrew word. So anyway, Benjamin means son of my right hand. Sorry if left-handed people detect a prejudice against them. Yomam. So this is day, and the M at the ending means by day. Ha Shemesh, the sun, not. It will strike you. So all that we have left of this verb, which actually has 3 letters in its root form, but this one and this one drop out, and all that we're left with is the middle letter. It will not strike you, and or nor, in this case we translate nor the moon by night, or in. First approximation meaning of this word is in this case by the night. So notice how we have different ways of saying this. By this, with yom, with day, we added the suffix m, meaning by night, and by day, sorry, and here we have in the night. And notice the chiasmus with this time word at the start and the other time word at the end. So the chiasmus in this case quite neatly shows how all the time is covered. Now we know about the harmful effects of the sun causing skin cancer and so on, but what harm is there in the moon? Well, again, to understand the verse we have to step into an ancient worldview. In fact, a widespread view where the moon is believed to cause harm. This used to be believed in European culture too. For example, the English expression moonstruck or lunatic. What else shall I comment on? Yes, so this suffix here is actually the same as that one, just added an H in this case. U singular. They're all the same, just happens to have an H suffix here. Balela, yes, as we saw above with Lamot in verse 3 and with Lemareloth at the beginning of the psalm, there is an H hidden in here, but it just merges and all that's left is the vowel. So literally this would be translated in the night. So these are well-known words. Perhaps many people know them from the King James Bible. The sun will not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. But it's the overall meaning of it is talking about God's protection, which lasts all day long and all night long, all the time. God's protection never fails us. Yahweh Yishmarcha Mikol Ra. Yishmor et Nafsheka. So this says, the Lord, He will keep you. He will keep you from all evil, all bad, all calamity, trouble. He will guard, and this eth indicates object, nafsheka. So this is nefesh, which means soul. So we see quite clearly here that it's really just used in parallel just with the pronoun here. He will keep you, He will keep your soul. Same thing. But you could possibly translate this as life. He will keep your life. But otherwise simply just you. He will keep you. Goodness is, this does not mean a cushioned life, but a well-armed one. And then finally verse 8, Yahweh Yishmar Tzethcha Uvoscha Me Arata V'Rad Rolam. So the Lord, He will keep your going out and your coming in. Note again that there is no vowel assigned to the aleph, so indicating that already by the time of the Masoretes, around 1000 AD, who put in these vowel sounds, before them it was just the consonants, none of these vowel indicators underneath. But by their time already this letter was not pronounced here, and so it wasn't assigned a vowel. But probably David might have said it something like Itzacha. He would have pronounced it probably. But probably even by Jesus' time it was kind of dropping out, and in modern Hebrew it's sometimes pronounced and sometimes not. But here, this going out and coming in, this is a common Hebrew idiom, meaning all that you do, as the NET Bible translates it. It's important to give meaningful translations of idioms like this so that people can understand what they mean. Every language has idioms, and idiom is a group of words that has a special meaning, which usually you can't work out from just looking at the words themselves individually. But when you translate them word for word into another language, they are unclear at best and obscure at worst. I mean, the classic idiom in English is "I'm pulling your leg," which every native speaker of English immediately understands to mean "I'm tricking you." But you couldn't work that out if you didn't already know. So the traditional translations of this verse, which tend to be word for word, said, "The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in," which we can sort of understand. It seems to be talking about leaving and arriving. But actually it's much broader than that, and it means all that you do. Idiom no doubt arises from going out to the fields to work in the morning and coming back to your village and your house at night. But it's important for us today to realize the Lord will keep you in all that you do. So this is something that's been emphasized in the psalm all the time. The Lord keeps you and in all that you do. And then the last line here, from now and to eternity. And it's interesting to notice the sound pattern here, the repeated Rad. From now until forevermore, I think the old King James Version said, or from now and forever we could translate. But notice how it's a neat, compact phrase in Hebrew, and it has again assonance with this repeated sound. which again has kind of dropped out of pronunciation in modern Hebrew, but in modern Arabic languages it's still pronounced, and it's pronounced with a lot of tension right down in your throat. My teacher said to me, imagine that you're being sick, rata, rata, so I can't say it without over exaggerating it, but there it is, and it's forming this very neat expression that covers up all the time, 24/7, we could say. What a wonderful promise this is. So, as I mentioned before, this word shomer occurs 6 times in the psalm. 3 times the object is you, and once it is your nefesh, your soul, once it is Israel. And this last time, it's saying the Lord will protect you in all that you do. You're going out and you're coming in. In other words, the Lord will protect you in all that you do. What a wonderful promise.